Welcome back to another edition of Gundam Planet Reviews, one that we're going to call the Japan Special. I was lucky enough to be physically in Japan when the Master Grade Vidar came out, so I bought it myself and threw it in my check bag so that we could give you an early look at it before it reaches wholesalers in America. Pre-orders are still open on our site, and we'll ship them all out as soon as our main freight shipment of this kit arrives this spring. In the meantime, let's get to taking a look at one of our most anticipated kits of the 2020s so far, as well as the third new MG kit we've gotten our hands on in the last calendar year. Although we barely count the St. Andrew Stein narrative, making this the first fresh build we've experienced since the narrative Gundam. So we have to ask, was it worth the wait? For starters, this kit has 11 brand new runners and 8 reused from the Barbados, although that's not entirely fair because about 40% of the parts from the repurposed runners aren't even used in the final build and are replaced by ones from the new runners. We knew to expect a bit of a retread because the whole concept of IBO as a line of model kits was always the mostly uniform Gundam frame design, but we didn't anticipate any problems because the MG Barbados was so stellar. As with the Barbados before it, the Vidar is extremely fun and intuitive to build, and the way the frame comes together with moving pistons and unique articulation points continues to impress, even 5 years after the first time we saw it. We wouldn't call the build simple, but it does go together quickly thanks to its engineering. Once again, the inner frame is 95% the soft plastic found in the inner frame of all IBO kits, which makes it a dream to work with while building. Cutting and cleanup is easy no matter your tools of choice. It does raise questions of stability while posing over years of display, but we'd still take this over a polycap-based design any day. The outer armor, on the other hand, is a majority black plastic, which makes it significantly less forgiving to work with and harder on your side cutters, so make sure to have a first and second cut pair of nippers ready to rock. Some of these gates are extra thick as well, so be careful to cut at the thinnest spots on the gate. The included markings comprise a sheet of foil stickers for small details like camera lenses, cockpit highlights, and saber tips, while the rest are the real decal Tetron seals you find in real grades. They're much easier to apply than water slides, but they don't blend in as cleanly to the plastic without a nice layer of top coat, so you may prefer to leave them off. A cool thing they did this time around is provide way more markings than are called for in the manual, and they even left a note saying the manual is only a guide and you can apply them however you want. We went exactly by the book to show you what it looks like out of the box, but take a look at how many are still left on the sheet. As for the finished product, woo! All the gimmicks work so well that we really don't even know where to start. My personal favorite is once again that all the accessories can be stored on the kit at all times, with the exception of the hands and the spare spent saber blades. I'm surprised that the kit can stand on its own with those narrow feet, but somehow the stability is there and you can get some really tough static poses even without an action base, at least until someone bumps into your shelf. It's also very cool that they allow each individual saber blade to be used and deployed from the storage unit on the waist. It feels a little extra, but that's why we love Master Grades. Bandai also included a blowback gimmick to show the slide forward or back as if the handgun is being fired. They didn't include spent shell casings in the same vein, but that's asking a little too much. The handguns also can be easily stored and removed from behind the front skirt armor on either side, and the rifle can be easily stored on the outside of the saber storage units. All the accessories are super easy to access, basically at all times, so you can mess around with them and then put them back. It's very refreshing in its simplicity. The blades and the feet are also miraculously unfussy. We expected a little more fitting issues or maybe loose or uneven base parts, but the blades store completely flush with the bottom of the feet, flip out into a deployed state very easily, and then flip back just as easily when you're done. It's just another example of the extremely precise engineering and production that we've all maybe come to take for granted from Bandai, and this attention to detail shines through in this extremely sharp and imposing overall mobile suit design. The two things you can easily compare this kit to are the Master Grade Barbados and the original Full Mechanics Vidar, which, for the record, we enjoyed both a lot during our initial visits to them. However, this latest release of the Gundam frame is another step forward into what the future of gunpla can become. If the passing of time, combined with a complete lack of availability, had not already obliterated the need for the Full Mechanics Vidar, then the existence of this kit just did. Much in the way that not a lot of people are interested in the old HG-1100 seed kits that you can get MGs of, not many people will want to build a 1/100th Vidar that isn't this one, and you can probably see why in these side-by-side shots. The MG Barbados Lupus has already been revealed, but we're worried that will be a disappointment on the heels of this fresh take on the Gundam frame, which was somehow only the second non-P Bandai release to utilize it. With other obvious candidates like the Chimaris and Gyujin family, not to mention all of their variations, being skipped over for now, we're at least very happy that the Vidar turned out so well. Hopefully it won't get shoved in a closet and forgotten by Bandai until 2031. And that last sentence brings us to our first point in the review. Was the wait worth it? Yes. Bandai took one of the all-time favorite and best-selling model kits in the history of our business and improved on it in every way, maintaining what made the original great and going several steps further in the technology department. As I mentioned, I am a little worried about stability over time, but that comes with the territory of all articulated model kits. Plastic may get brittle, stiff, or loose depending on the frequency of movement, pose, environment, or any of a dozen other factors, so we recommend keeping this beauty on an action base even if it's just standing. While in a perfect world, we wouldn't have had to wait 6 years for this after the Barbados, and we would have had more than one original MG release in the past 12 months, and only 8 original MG releases since 2020, but we digress. We cannot be in any way unhappy with this kit that we have in front of us. Even if you didn't love IBO, even if you don't usually build master grades, even if you don't like Gundam and you just think model kits are fun, there is something for everyone in this kit. From the minor design updates to the mobile suit itself, to the extremely intuitive layered armor design present throughout this specific kit, I genuinely enjoyed every element of the model, and I would be shocked if you didn't as well. We want to remind you again, this was a preview build with a sample that we bought ourselves and brought back from Japan, but we promise you we will ship all pre-orders as soon as they get here directly from Bandai North America. Thank you for your patience, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.